Hey, it's Hayden. I am an avid book reader, book lover, and today I'm going to be doing a little review of Sisters. Sisters right here by Daisy Johnson. This is a book that was published this month. It's a book I rather enjoyed. So, full disclosure, I don't really do this often or at all or what have you, but I just read this book. I just picked it up and I really loved it, and I was looking around through the glorious booktube and couldn't really find any thoughts about it yet, likely because it's so fresh. But I'm just going to give my thoughts on this book I really like. And this review is going to be pretty informal. It's going to be pretty off the cuff. So Sisters is the second novel by Daisy Johnson. Her first was this book, Everything Under, a book I have unfortunately not read, although I did enjoy this enough that I do want to go back to that and read that at some point. Sisters is a psychological drama of sorts. It involves a pair of sisters, obviously, who relocate and they move to a beach house that was owned by their late father, and they do so with their mother after a mysterious incident that occurred in Oxford where they originally lived. And throughout the book, you're trying to put the pieces together in terms of what happened in Oxford, why they're going to this beach house, what led them there. In many ways, this book is kind of, it's like a ghost story with no ghosts. I'm not going to give away anything, but if you're the type of person who likes to know nothing, or very little to nothing going into a book, I'm going to say some stuff. I'm going to say a few things, okay? So, first things first, I can say straight up, I bought this book yesterday, and I finished it yesterday, so it's still really fresh in my mind. But the fact that I kind of just went through the whole thing and read the whole thing as quickly as I did, I don't really do that very often. I enjoy like sitting with my books, reading a few chapters at a time and coming back to them. However, this book just really gripped me, really had me, and in COVID land, it's not like there's too much to do anymore. Okay, so when I first started reading the book and first cracked it open, I was unsure of how to feel. The prose is very unique in this novel. At times, especially in the beginning, it almost reminds me of stage direction. But once you kind of lock in and click into it, it really works, and it's incredibly effective. And I can't think of a writer who writes quite like Daisy Johnson writes in this book. As I said, I haven't read her previous novel, but what she's doing here is just really strong. I can't say that this is necessarily a perfect book. There are a lot of instances in the story where we get into tropes, things that you commonly read or seen, but the thing that is really interesting about this book is it's kind of one of those things where every time you feel like you've figured it out, it moves on and does something else. There's a really interesting way that she goes about trope avoidance and making you kind of believe that it's going to be one thing while flipping it on its head and going to another. The last couple chapters threw me a little bit. I felt like the novel had resolved in a way that was quite lovely and worked very well. And then the last couple chapters kind of hit you with some stuff that I have mixed feelings about. I understand what the goal was and what those last chapters are trying to speak to, but I didn't necessarily love it. I should say that I have not been as entertained or as invested in a book in a very long time. Sisters, I think, is definitely a strong contender for my favorite novel of the year, but we'll see. I've read a few good ones. All right, well, I am giving this a 4.25 out of 5. I know that's kind of cheating a little bit, but I liked it a little more than a standard 4, which I still think is a very strong score. On Goodreads, I gave it a 4 because obviously you can't do the little decimals and such. So yeah, this is a strong book. I really highly recommend it, especially if you're interested in mystery, especially if you're interested in books that deal with interpersonal relationships and psychological drama. So yeah, Sisters, Daisy Johnson. Thank you for watching. I don't know if I'm ever going to do this again. I don't know if anybody's even going to watch this, but I just wanted to get some thoughts out there because once I finished that book, I really was looking for other people's opinions on it and how people felt about it. And it's not quite out there yet, so if anything, this is just kind of for me to let out some thoughts real quick. I'm going to leave my Instagram and my Goodreads profile links in the description down below if you'd like to check those out. If you enjoyed this video and you want me to make more, let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.